they don't explain to you that when you are discharged and then you get back home, even though that is your goal, is to get home again, how life is never going to be the same. My life will never be the same.
This is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Oh!
I just, how did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, you stay out of this, Arnie. And I
But
thought,
I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not freaking true. Okay. And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot. I don't need to tinkle.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 204 of the On the Runs podcast. And what an incredible weekend. The Patriots are back in the AFC Championship game. The weatherman was wrong once again as we got dumped on with snow, and everyone's running stories was absolutely incredible in the beautiful winter wonderland. We got an amazing guest on today's episode. But before we get to any of that, I must say hello to my kick-ass rockstar co-host who is packing her bags to head down south before it gets cold. 6-star Erica, what's up?
Heyo, happy Monday, almost Tuesday. I am ready for this Monday to be over.
Yeah.
And looking forward to the trip down to South Carolina. Although the weatherman is like cursed or something because it is going to be just as cold down there. Actually, it's going to be cold up here, but it's not going to be warm down there.
Really?
I'm so mad.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to
So
be like
sad.
single digits this weekend. You at
Well,
least
yeah.
you're going to be above freezing, I hope.
Barely.
Wow.
It's going to be a really cold race for Tara and I.
Perfect running weather that you're prepared for. Like, think everyone down there is training in warm weather and it's going to be freezing to them.
Yeah.
You're going to be so used to this.
But I wanted some nice weather, you guys. This snow, like as pretty as it is, I'm so done with it. I'm so over it. Like, what did we get? We got something like 6 inches, 8 inches. Like a ridiculous amount of snow this weekend.
Well, I love it. Remember last winter? I was begging for it. Begging.
oh,
We never got any.
perfect
So
pow snow for you.
I get it this year. It's my year, my winter. I've already been skiing
Mhm.
like 14 times. Had an
Holy
incredible
shit.
weekend. It's been incredible. Like the kids, let me tell you, we skied with like our friends and everything. It was so much fun with all the kids getting along. They never wanted to quit. My buddy Eric, great name by the way, spells it correctly with the C.
Ah,
He
shut up.
goes, they will never forget this. We keep this up. We're skiing
Aw.
all the time. He goes, they will never forget this. They want to ride the lift alone without their parents. So they're riding the lift without adults.
Mm.
And we're
Yep.
just enjoying it. And we're ripping all day with the kids on the mountain. And we're skiing the entire mountain. It was great. It was so great.
I love that for you. I do appreciate it for people who do the outside sports. And honestly, going for a run in it this weekend with the roads not being super great, like the traction wasn't terrible. I only slipped like twice. No falls though.
No falls. Tara, I saw, was running with like the, what do you call those? Like
Oh,
spikes.
like nano spikes.
Yeah,
I don't actually have those. I need to invest in a pair. But I was using my Mount to Coast hybrid shoes, and those had just enough traction, just enough tread to keep me upright. And I guess in my defense, when I slipped, it was going down a hill. So
Okay, cool. So
Mhm.
I checked the weather here. I'm looking at the weather. All right. So
Mhm.
here in
It's
Manchester,
gonna
New
be
Hampshire,
real cold.
the high for Saturday is 6 degrees. We're going to get a heat
So
wave on
bad.
Sunday. It's going to be 13 degrees on Sunday.
Isn't there more snow coming on Sunday?
In fact, Saturday is sunny, no clouds. Sunday is a little cloudy. No snow. We got snow Monday night and snow Wednesday. So it's going to be really sunny,
Ooh.
cold but sunny. Myrtle Beach, the weather for Saturday, 42 degrees and snow. The weather,
They can't handle
the
it down
weather
there
for
either.
Sunday, 38
Mhm.
degrees and snow. Oh my God. It's going to snow. And it says heavy snowstorm.
Heavy snowstorm.
Heavy. This is Google weather. You just type in Myrtle Beach weather on Google.
Oh man.
There's gonna be a snowstorm where you're gonna be at Myrtle Beach.
The race director was like, so this can change. Yeah, no kidding. This can change really fast. Like, it's a complex storm. Of course it's complex. You can't pinpoint that crap. But he was like, just make sure to wear a hat and bring some gloves.
Now,
I'm like, this is all you have for us?
Now, I think there's many listeners here who make the trip every year down south to Florida, Clearwater, because Millennium is hosting the Clearwater race this coming weekend too. The weather down there, guys, is much better than Myrtle Beach. Saturday is sunny and 79. And Sunday looks like cloudy with some rain, 74 degrees.
I would take the Sunday weather over the Saturday weather, even though I love the heat. But that's if you're doing like, well, actually, they do the marathon on the Sunday? And they have an ultra too. They have
it's
a 50K.
It's a whole like festival.
Yeah,
it's a whole
festival.
I don't know. I would love to be a part of it.
Saturday's a little warm, especially if you're not used to it.
I was talking like we should podcast down there next year. So John, like, can we make that happen? DJ Darren Roy, he's heading down there to DJ from the beach. He's so excited.
Damn. How fun is that?
Yeah.
So we want to save the date. I'm in.
The Patriots, they won. They're back in the AFC Championship game. You know, City of Champions over here.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And let me ask you this. Did you watch any football?
Did I watch football? I had to.
You had to. You were forced?
That was just on TV.
I did not.
That was it.
I didn't watch the Patriots. But I paid attention. I tuned in. I checked the score. I wanted to know what was going on.
Okay.
And I saw a tiny bit of the end of the game.
Oh, it was so sloppy, dude.
But I tuned into that Buffalo Bills-Denver game. I felt so bad for the Buffalo Bills. What a losing organization. Like, you know, they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row?
I did not know that.
And now
I feel bad.
Now they're good again, and they keep losing in the divisional round of the playoffs. And they're so good.
I did see that Josh Allen cried, and I was like, aw, you poor dude. Like, I felt bad for him.
And I'm not going to ask you your opinion on the officiating, but, you know, it could be debated.
What the hell do I know about officiating?
However, did you hear what happened to the Denver quarterback? I know this is a running podcast, guys, and we never talk football, but we're talking about this for a second.
So, yes, I didn't find this out until after the game because I had no idea it actually happened. Like, Brandon found out, so what's his name? Bo Nix actually broke a bone in his ankle, and I was like, where? I had no idea that happened during the game whatsoever.
Right at the end in overtime.
Yeah.
It happened on the play. I didn't see it. When he made that big throw, and there was a debate, like, was it pass interference? That was the play, and it got them down the field enough to kick the winning field goal. So he broke it on the second or third to last play. Like, his last throw, the next play, he just downed the ball in the center, and it's like he knew. So here's my question, though. Question of the week.
Sure.
Should the Patriots automatically win the AFC Championship game? Do they have any excuses? The quarterback, the starting quarterback of the best team in the AFC is out. Like, if they lose, is that a failure? Like, if they lost to Bo Nix, a healthy Bo Nix, like, that's not a failure. But if they lose, like, shame on it. Like,
I mean, it's setting them up kind of well, but honestly, I did not watch much of like the other football. Like, I don't know how the Broncos do, like, anyways, how their defense is.
They're like the best team in the league. But now they lost their star quarterback. And I'm telling you, sports talk radio in Boston's all going to be like, this is an automatic win. You must win. If you don't win, like, shame on you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping they win because we need some redemption. We've had, after having the dynasty for that long, like,
we barely had any years of failure. We had like 3 bad seasons.
Yeah.
And now we're on top again. And the rest of the world is like, ugh.
They're mad at us.
I know.
Again. It's good news.
And the Bruins have won. Oh, got to be careful. Last time I did this, we went on a losing streak. We've won 6 in a row.
Knock on wood.
We're on a roll right now. We're playing with that piss and vinegar type of hockey, as Cam Neely called it. And congrats, by the way, to Big Z's. Daniel Chara got his number lifted to the Raptors.
Yeah.
So open invitation to come on the pod because I want people. I know your story, Big Z. I want people to hear your story.
I'd love to hear it, though.
Yes.
So, yes, that would be very interesting to get him to talk on the pod. Yeah, I want to hear about his running journey.
You need to know about the journey before even the hockey journey. Like, this is his dad was an Olympian, and the
We
way
gotta
he had to
know, we
move
gotta
away
know.
from home, and he was not a good hockey player. I mean, picture like a baby
Really?
giraffe on ice skates.
Oh,
Because he's really
that's
tall, like
adorable.
right?
Yes.
So, congrats to Big Z, big game changer
I
of the Bruins culture. That's it for sports talk on this podcast.
Let me
wait.
just say, I love how you put up that picture of you with your siblings and Big Z, and then my dad goes and comments on it like, what was he kneeling? Like he was sitting in a chair.
So yeah, New
Oh,
York
man.
City. The only thing we really wanted to do was for the marathon was go see Zdeno Chara. We heard he was going to be at the New Balance house, which apparently used to be Heidi Klum's house, and there is a pool on the second floor. And apparently, no one ever went in the pool. I heard this on another story or something.
That's
Like there was this
interesting.
pool, and they had to pay for a lifeguard, but nobody ever went swimming in the pool.
So they had like a full-time lifeguard for nothing.
But we
Wow.
went to see Zdeno Chara there, and it was super cool. And I said to him what I always said I'll say if I run into a Bruin from the 2011 team. And instead of being like, yo, come on the podcast, I just said, I'm a big fan. I love what you did to the culture of this team. And thank you for the 2011 Stanley Cup.
2011? Yep.
Thank you. So that's enough of sports
Well
talk
done.
on this running podcast. And I think
Running is a sport.
it's the right time to get to our incredible guest, and we can catch up after that. We have a lot to catch up on,
Perfect.
but our guest is so incredible, and we met her, speaking of Boston, at the Boston Marathon last year on the Expo Day Saturday, and I was just blown away by her quick story, and I told her, stop and tell me later on the podcast, and I didn't tell you anything. So all this was like new to you.
It was an absolutely bonkers story. So this week on the pod, we have Liz Boyd, and she had this just absolutely insane journey coming back from having a stroke. And she's just so young. And I could not believe what she had to tell me. You guys are going to be absolutely riveted by her story. I really hope you enjoy
Yeah.
it, but oh my God.
It's heavy
it
at
is
points.
a little bit heavy.
It's serious at points. And there's a lot of like language lingo that you might not understand. And don't worry. I had her dumb it down. I said, talk to me like I'm a fifth grader. And she
Thank you
did
for that.
amazing.
I needed
She's
it.
like, I got you. So Liz was incredible. Guys, please don't forget, before we get to it, follow and share this podcast on Instagram. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. If you love this, if you love Liz's story after you hear it, share it, spread it. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Liz, for doing this. Guys, enjoy Liz Boyd on the On the Runs podcast, and we'll see you on the other side. Our next guest on the pod over the past couple of years went from the ICU to the Boston Marathon finish line after suffering a near-fatal stroke in 2023. She's a rock star from Providence who gives everything she's got for others, as she's a nurse and an advocate for championing survivors and caregivers. She's had a second chance at life, and we can't wait to hear her story after we met her at the Boston Marathon last year. Liz Boyd, welcome to the On the Runs podcast. What's up?
Hi, guys. I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so happy to have you, Liz, and what an intro. I'm going to be the first one to swear. Holy shit. I know you've got a story like that is intense, and we can't wait to hear all about it, but we just have to give you a warm welcome, and we are so thankful that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honestly, I'm very, very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me on the show.
Our
You know,
pleasure.
when we started this podcast, we didn't know where it was going to go, but we don't get stories like this all the time. You hear about them, but then when we got to meet you, let's talk about the time we met, actually.
Yeah.
We met on Saturday before the Boston Marathon. You were glowing, if you remember. You had this huge white smile. You're just beautiful, ready to go. You had your bag. You just walked out of the expo. You're so excited. And you were with our friend Candace, and that's how we met from Candace. Tell us a little bit, how did you and Candace connect earlier this year?
So Candace and I have a mutual friend, Jen Smith. Shout out, Jen.
Hell yeah,
She's
Jen.
amazing. Woo! She's awesome. She's a beast. She's a warrior. So Jen connected Candace and I. Turns out that Candace and I live right down the road from each other. So she was like, I feel like you guys would just hit it off, be awesome friends. You're both similar personalities, and you guys can train together, hang out. It was just, we just hit it off. It was great. So She honestly guided me through, her and Jen, through training for Boston. So it was awesome. Yeah, we were standing right there on the sidewalk. I just got my bib. I was on cloud nine, so pumped, so excited. The energy was vibing. And so, yeah.
That makes me so happy that Jen made that introduction between you and Candace, because Candace is one of the sweetest people that I know. But how did
Yes.
you get to know Jen? Because that's an excellent connection too.
Yes, I was very fortunate. So my previous job, Jen and I worked together.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah, so we worked in the same unit, both in healthcare. So we worked together every day, and so that's how we got to know each other.
Beautiful.
You're a nurse. What kind of nurse are you? There's so many different nurses out there. Nurses are some of the heroes among us, right? So what kind of nurse are you, and how do you get in that field?
I work in the operating room.
Ooh.
So I started in level 1 trauma centers, and now I'm kind of in the outpatient setting, so more fast-paced cases. But I still am able to make a huge impact on the patients, even though I see them for a small amount of time.
That's
So
incredible. She started in the pit, man.
That was my next question. Are you into like ER? One of my favorite TV shows of all time is ER. Have you seen The Pit? It's like Grey's Anatomy, just a drama series, and all the medical stuff is bogus. Like, what's your opinion here on medical TV?
Oh my goodness. The medical TV, I actually really love watching it because I like to see what kind of monitors they're using. Sometimes they have a patient hooked up to a monitor and the beeping just nothing correlates. Or sometimes they're supposed to have an oxygen, a nasal cannula on or a face mask on, and it just nothing makes sense.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah, they make up like the way they use supplies, not the way you're supposed to. So it's interesting to kind of get that take on that.
Fun.
I feel like that's the equivalent of when I read a book and then I go see the movie and I love to pick it apart and find out what's wrong with it. But I still love watching movies, and that's really fun too.
Yeah, I'm always like, didn't they consult with some sort of a healthcare, provider or someone when they were making the show? So
they should. Yep.
But yeah, no, I was an adrenaline junkie. So I loved the trauma and everything in the operating room, but now life has changed a little bit. So I'm looking more for a little bit of a calmer environment, if that's even possible in the operating room, but
is that
a little
possible
different.
in life? I mean, I guess if you're just no kids hanging out, not running, not doing anything, you just work 9 to 5, jump on the couch, but come on. That's not us.
No,
I feel
it's
like
not.
that's a dig at me.
No, you have running into 100-milers.
Okay. I have the 9 to 5 with the relatively low stress job, but
she has little fur cats at home she has to take care of. She has a crazy life.
Yeah, I too have fur babies. You might hear her kind of crying in the background here. She's my cat. I do not have a child, but she is my first child. So.
Feel free to have her make an appearance because we love that.
She might. She loves to be in the thick of it. She likes to be in the action.
Love it. One thing we tried to do here and we'll continue to do is there'll be times something will come out. We'll try to so The Pit is that TV show. We try to be a little multiversed and not just talk running. And so we all got into The Pit. We all watched it. We tried to recap it. I'm a big Noah Wyle fan because of ER. So I love ER and I love The Pit. And it's funny to go back and watch old shows and see what life was like back then. Flip phones or even before flip phones with pay phones. But I'm big into that, not like the drama series like the Grey's Anatomy and all those. So Netflix does a good job, though. There's a series called The Surgeon's Cut. I only found it because of something my kids had when they were still in the womb. And so they had a series on it. It's like a documentary thing on the surgeries. It was so cool. And I've always been really into that field, but I could handle it, I can do blood and all that, but remembering all the words and trying to say those things, if you know me, that's not happening.
I think you can do it. I think if you're really passionate about something, then, it kind of becomes second nature.
Well, let's stick to what I'm passionate about then, and that's podcasting and getting to know people like you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from Providence originally. Where are you now? We know you're a nurse, but were you a runner before, or did this Boston Marathon thing just kind of spark up as I'm a fucking rock star and I can do this?
Oh man. So I am originally from Providence, and my husband is from Harrisville, otherwise known as Burrville. So if you've heard of Foster Gloucester, it's usually closed in the winter time. At least it used to be when we were kids a lot because of the snow. So he brought me out to Burrville. So now I live in Burrville with him. And my dad's still only a half hour away, not too bad. He's still in Providence. With running, I got into running when I was in nursing school. So I was working 2 jobs and going to school full time. And I needed something kind of like an outlet. And I was broke. I was a broke ass bitch. Sorry. So so I couldn't really afford the gym, right? So like I was like, I got to do something. I need a little release. So running was my thing. So that's when I got into running was when I was in nursing school. So
I think that's the perfect way to do it. The roads are for free. You just
Yep.
gotta pay for a pair of shoes and then you're good to go.
Yes. Yep, that's exactly it. So it was kind of like just let your feet hit the pavement and kind of go from there.
Were
Now,
you doing any
nurses-
races? Oh, go ahead, Eric. Oh.
You.
So when you first picked up running, were you doing any races, or were you just strictly doing it for fun whenever you could squeeze it in?
I started with I made it a goal to do a half marathon. So I did 5Ks here and there, and then I wanted, of course, like, we all I'm a perfectionist. So I kind of went to have the goal to do a half marathon. And that was, at the time I was living in Pennsylvania. So that was in Lehigh Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember the half marathon, but I did it all on my own, did the training on my own, and then moved back home in 2017. And then I ran 2 half marathons in Rhode Island. So I did the Narragansett half, if you're familiar with Narragansett.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the Bristol 4th of July half marathon.
Very nice. Bristol's one of my favorite places in Rhode Island. I go to
so nice.
to Colt State Park for the Anchor Down Ultra in August. So the time of year is probably not as pleasant. Well, that's 4th of July, so
you totally get it.
You're getting the heat,
rough.
but at least you have the patrioticness.
Yes.
Maybe some fireworks in there. That's really fun.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, no, it's always awesome. But of course, like, the humidity is super rough. You can
even being so close to the coast right there, the ocean, like, the humidity is still crazy.
Oh, it's awful. I've done the Blessing of the Fleets. That's a 10-mile race in Narragansett. That's always in July. And that's a toss up right there, because it's the weather's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do a lot of running in the Rhode Island community? Because Jason has his own company there that puts on Anchor Down, but he also does like 12 races a year.
Cool.
I wonder if you do any of his. I'm trying to think of the name of it, Erica.
True North is his running company.
That's right.
So
So
and
they
I know he does
marathons and 5Ks, other mini ultras. Anchor Down's the big one. That's the big one.
Anchor
That's
Down?
where I met Candace.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Well, I'll definitely have to look into that. If he's a part of, they call it the road races, as a play on Rhode Island's like RHODE. So that's their clever little way of like attributing that to Rhode Island's races. So I don't know if he's a part of the road races, but I'll have to look into it.
I'm not sure if he is, but I do love me some of the road races too. I actually ran the full marathon for Narragansett, and it was like the hilliest thing I've ever.
What? Isn't it super hilly?
It was ridiculous.
Oh my God. It is so hilly. When I did the half on
Sounds
the
good to
12th
me.
mile, oh my gosh. Oh,
He can have
man.
them.
Oh, yeah, nope, not for me. You can have them, Eric.
I love
For the
hills.
both of us.
Some of the races they do, I'm on his website right now. The Narragansett Summer Nights 5K, Narragansett Summer Running Festival, and that's in Easton. There's the Narragansett Oktoberfest 5-miler, and then the Colt State Park Half Marathon, along with Anchor Down Ultra.
Okay.
So shout out to Jason and True North Running Company.
That's awesome. I'll have to look that up. I'm excited now. I love new opportunities.
Yeah, they're awesome. They really are. And he has a great head of hair like me, so he's a beautiful, beautiful dude. At what point did you meet Jen here? Like, I'm guessing you didn't meet her in Lee Valley. You met her at work somewhere, one of these nursing areas, hospitals, places that you were at. At
Yes.
what point did you meet her and did you realize you both like to run?
I met her in 2022 in a hospital in Massachusetts. So, so that's where we met in the operating room there, in a hospital in Mass. And then I would just hear her talking about her races. I would hear, this fantastic human being just kind of talking about these goals that she's crushing and doing it with a smile on her face and just, my gosh, she's just completely unstoppable. So we just kind of gravitated towards each other. And yeah.
Did any of Jen's races kind of plant a seed in your head that like, hey, maybe someday I want to go do a marathon or or whatever cool shit she's doing?
Oh my gosh. I never thought that I could do a marathon. I'm going to be honest with you. It was always my dream and my goal to run Boston someday. So when I started like back in nursing school, that was like my end game, my end goal at some point in my life, on my bucket list.
Gotcha.
So, so it was really Jen that she was pivotal. She was the complete reason actually why I was able to run Boston.
Yes. Well,
So.
I want to lead up to that. So let's get to the
sorry.
story here. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. But don't want to bury the lead. Boston was the best. It's amazing. I can't wait to hear the whole story here. But there's this 2-year period. So if you met Jen in 22, about sometime between then and 2023, you got engaged.
Yes.
And then shortly after that, you had a near life-threatening stroke.
I did. Yeah. So in April 2023, I had a massive stroke. It's an ischemic hemorrhagic stroke. There are all different types of strokes. Hemorrhagic is more on the rare side. I, of course, am unique, and I was unlucky to have an ischemic hemorrhagic. So that's a clot that causes a large bleed. So I had both.
Oh my gosh. When you think of strokes, I tend to think of people who are a little bit more advanced in age. So it happening to somebody so young, is that part of what makes it so unique? Is that you were so young when it happened?
Honestly, guys, I wish I could tell you that I am unique in that sense in terms of my age. However, I would have to say since my stroke, I have met a number of young survivors.
Wow.
So I think it's honestly a common misconception that strokes can only happen to, an older population, but we're starting to see it more and more prevalent in the younger populations right now, unfortunately.
Wow.
Can this be random? Does it have to have like family history? Like, what's the history of strokes that we're learning?
Yeah.
I'm sure we're learning more and more every day and every year.
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. Honestly, in my case, some of it was like a genetic, and I was on a certain medication that provoked me to have a sort of clotting issue that I didn't know about. So I was on birth control for endometriosis. So a lot of women are on birth control.
That's so common. Absolutely.
It is. And what's actually really sad is the fact that we don't test women to see if they have genetic clotting mutations. It's as simple as just having just a simple blood test. So that probably would have saved a lot of all of this, or prevented a lot of this from happening.
Right.
So just sort of like preventative medicine is really something that I think, we all could benefit from moving forward in life. And especially women's health too, because we tend to be, not to like get on my soapbox here, but like we tend to be brushed off a little more. Like it's always attributed to stress, anxiety, just a migraine, just a really bad headache when, there's symptoms like underneath that are very serious and very real. So
was a headache one of your symptoms, or is that a common symptom of having a stroke? I have no idea.
Yes. So I had deemed to be like the worst headache of my life.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was crushing. The best way I can describe it is, do you remember that trend where people were putting rubber bands around watermelons to see when they
Oh my
exploded?
God.
Yes.
Yes.
That was
Oh
my that
no.
was my that was my head.
That's a great
Oh,
description,
no.
though.
That's the best way I can explain it,
You
because
said it
it's
and I was
really
like, I am
did you
appalled.
just
I'm like, ah.
do you just picture it? And
Right.
that's
Yep. Yep.
literally, and honestly, guys, like that's what happened to my brain. It did unfortunately explode. And then like your skull,
Mm.
encompasses your brain, and then your brain swells and then it has nowhere to go. So
Was this the
and
day of the stroke?
so I had the worst headaches leading up to the day of the stroke. So my stroke was actually on April 4th, 2023, 4/4. And it's I had headaches leading up to that day, and then the day of my stroke is when I had my seizure and stroke.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so my whole right side of my body went down. I was home alone. It was probably one of the most terrifying moments of my life, and it will be the most terrifying
Mm-hmm.
moment of my life, I hope. um and yeah, so at that moment I knew I was having a stroke. So um it, they use the acronym FAST, so it's facial droop, aphasia, which is,
Mm-hmm.
trouble speaking, slurred speech, off balance, stuff like that.
Oh.
So at
So
that moment I was like, shit. It's happening.
that is so
So
scary, but it kind of is good that you are a nurse and you recognize those symptoms, because if that were to happen to me, I'm not sure if I would recognize it as much as you would. Like, I mean, of course, you see like in the medical shows, like if somebody has like the drooping face, like, but that would be the only thing I would think of. Maybe not even
yeah.
like the slurred speech. So, I mean, what happened? What happened? Were you able to like get to a phone, or did your fiance come
Yeah.
home, or
Well, actually, and
So
I
yeah.
want to just add to that, like with you
Yeah.
Mhm.
being a nurse and knowing
Yeah.
those signs that Eric and I wouldn't know, were you able to take action before it was too late?
Mm.
Because you're home alone. Like if I was falling on the floor and can't move, I don't know like what I would.
Yeah. Luckily, I had my phone right at my side at that point. So I just sat down on my couch. I just made a sandwich. And that's when like this whole weird, crazy rolling sensation happened. And
Mhm.
I never had a seizure before. So like that point I didn't know what was happening. It almost felt like outer body. It was
Oh,
it was
wow.
terrifying. It was terrifying. Like it's almost like did you ever get a pedicure, Eric?
Yes.
Oh,
I love
Okay.
I
it.
have.
All right. All right, Erica. I know you know what's up. So the massage chair that you sit in, that rolling
Oh,
sensation,
Oh yeah.
that's what it started with.
that's so
And then my
bizarre.
whole it was bizarre, and it was so scary. Um and before I knew it, my whole body was shaking, and then my whole right side went down. So thankfully my phone was right near me. I was able to call Mike, who just became my fiance 3 weeks prior, 4 weeks prior, to just be like, hey, I don't know what's happening right now. I'm pretty sure I'm having a stroke. I can't feel my right side. So at that point, he called 911,
Mm.
Okay.
and I couldn't move. I was stuck on the Chase lounge, like Chase chair of the couch. What is that section? Like the Chase.
I call this shit chaise lounge. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's French. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was stuck, and I could only look to my right, and I was just waiting to hear the sirens and hear those footsteps on my front porch, you
Is
know.
there is there a reason you called Mike first? And like I'm not judging
Yeah,
because none of us have
that's a
ever
good
been in this
question.
situation. But like, do you think Mike can get the info to 911 quicker than you could in the current
Hmm.
state you were in? Is that why? Or just because
Honestly,
Mike's awesome?
I so I'm gonna say Mike's awesome. So,
That's a given.
but he had that yeah, he's pretty awesome. Shout out to Michael George Boyd. But no one has ever asked me that. So thank you for asking me that. I think it was just in one of those moments where I panicked. I was so scared, and he's like kind of like my safe space. And I feel like it was just sort of like my subconscious that was just like, call, like, alert, call Mike. I never even thought, like, would it be faster if I just called 911? Or maybe I was just afraid to, too. I mean, I think it was a combination of things, to be honest.
I can understand that. He's your person. You know
Yeah.
that he can help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I totally understand that. I can't say what I would do in that situation. I mean, I might call my boyfriend and just like you said, he's your safe space, and
Yeah.
nothing bad can happen when you're with your safe space.
Right.
See, I would call my mom because I'd be like, I don't know what this is. Do you know what this
I'm
is?
not an adult.
She
I
kind
need
of
an
works in the same
adult.
field. So,
Aw,
I mean, she's a
love
PT,
that.
but she would know. I'd be like, hey, this
Yeah.
weird thing is happening. What is it? Like, I
So
don't
I
even
would call
think
Eric's mom.
Yeah. What's her name? Let's give her a
Janice.
shout out too.
Yeah, of
Janice.
course.
What's up,
She's
Janice?
one of the best. The best. But no, I was like curious because I feel like I don't know. I'm surprised I'm the first one to ask you that question too. But
Yeah, you
I
are.
thought the answer would have been like, maybe the house location, or Mike knows your history and can answer the questions that need to be answered on the phone. Where if you called 911, like if at some point I know if somebody calls 911 and no one says anything on the other line, they still send help. But that help is usually a cop car.
Yeah.
Not an ambulance and fire and everybody else. So Mike
Like
can
a
actually
wellness
give
check
some
type thing.
history. So.
And honestly, like, that's a really good point too, because leading up until this point, he had been there with me, through all of those visits, and just being literally at my bedside, through it all. So yeah, I mean, throw that in there too with the reasoning, for sure.
Shout out, Mike. He's a real
Yeah,
one.
he really is. He really is. I would say he's a saint, but I don't want his head to get,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just keep it watermelon size right now.
Yeah, no rubber bands.
Yeah.
No rubber bands.
So what were the next things that happen? You get rushed to the hospital, I'm sure. Is this like everything's happening super fast? Or are they slowing things down, evaluating? Like, I don't know what happens when someone has a stroke right away. I think Teddy Bruschi had strokes, right?
He did.
Yes.
He did. The name sounded familiar, obviously growing up in New England, because he did play for the Pats. When I was training for the marathon, I came across other people along the way, right, that are training, and they had asked, like, oh, is she on Teddy's team? Is she on Teddy's team? I'm like, who is Teddy? What is going on right now? Like, who's Teddy, and how can I be a part of his team? I don't know what's happening. So it was really after the marathon and everything that I started doing a deep dive into Teddy's team and just seeing, what his stance is and his cause. And honestly, it's amazing. So shout out to Teddy and Teddy's team.
Fun fact, when I did Boston back in 2018, I was running with the charity teams as well. And I got to give him a high five because he showed up to one of the long runs. And I was like,
wow.
So I only
That's
recognized
really
him because
cool.
my dad, everybody was stopping to take pictures. So I just went, woo, and gave him a high five and just kept running. So. But my dad was a big Pats fan too.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, he did. So he had a stroke. I actually think he had a couple of them.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Two for sure.
I know.
And every stroke is different, but like, what were the next couple things that happened to you? You get to the hospital, what's going on? Are they like taking needles or probing your head? Are we, super in a hurry here, or just like trying to calm down, figure out what's going on? How do we help Liz and save her life?
Yeah. So going back to the moment where Mike ended up calling 911, they showed up, and I was really excited to and relieved to have help, because I was, home by myself, absolutely terrified. And I am going to say this. So the EMTs came in. It was two gentlemen, and the first gentleman, who is the most seasoned gentleman, grabbed my face, told me to calm down, and that I was having a panic attack.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Wow.
I am not kidding you. In the meantime, Mike is on the phone the whole time. At that point, I had dropped the phone because I couldn't feel my right side.
So the paramedics are in the house. Mike is on his way.
Mike was going to figure out where I was going to be taken to, and then he was going to be on his way. But he could hear this conversation because the phone was on the floor the whole time. And so the paramedic was like, calm down, you're having a panic attack, because here's a young lady on the couch having a massive stroke, and he thinks I'm having a panic attack, which once again goes back to my point of not all strokes are the same. Not all strokes are the older population. Not all of us women are having panic attacks. We can be dramatic.
I am so mad for you.
It's
such bullshit.
It really is bullshit, isn't it?
We're smiling, but there's anger behind that smile.
Oh my God. Yeah. Sometimes I smile just so I don't cry. You know what I mean? But it's just my purpose in all of this. And I'm sure we'll get to that at some point, but it's like, I will scream this from the rooftops, is don't judge. And especially in healthcare now, it's really sad. Sometimes you see people that are really jaded. And so he got there. They took me to a local hospital. They rushed me right into CAT scan, basically just like you would see in the movies, just like you would see in ER. It would be like The Pit, except on fire. And they got me right into CAT scan. However, this EMT on the way there in the ambulance, when I couldn't move my right side, I tried to lift my right leg, and it felt like, you know, like the sandbags that they use for like floods, like waiting for the floods to come in. It felt like I had those on my right side of my body. I tried so hard to lift up my right leg in that ambulance. So here he is. I was 38 at the time. My God, I wish I was 38 again. And, you know, he's like, I have a 38-year-old female having a panic attack. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, I don't even know how I didn't say asshole, but I was like, sir, if you say I'm having a panic attack one more time, I am having a stroke.
I'm going to use my left hand and smack you in the face.
Backhand him. God. And oh my gosh, just so ridiculous. And we got there. I don't know what changed from the panic attack to she's having a stroke. Maybe the fact that I couldn't get off the stretcher and that I wasn't bullshitting them. And then they got me into CAT scan, and that's when they saw the massive hemorrhage. So the hemorrhage was literally this big.
Wow.
Whoa. That's like the size of a melon if I'm comparing, like it's on video. So
yeah, just like picture like basically the whole right side of your head.
It's like the size of your brain.
It was.
Holy shit.
So at that point, the whole entire room burst into a flurry of people. It was like 30 people coming at me from all different directions. And I'm like on the stretcher, and I'm like, shit.
Now you'll have the panic attack because everybody's like freaking out over you.
Yep. And I was like, what did my scan show? And they were like, you have a huge subarachnoid hemorrhage. And I was like, and I literally, that's when I started losing it. And I was like, I knew it. I knew there was something wrong with me. At that point, they decided to life flight me to an amazing hospital in Boston.
Wow.
And
where were you? Like, was this Providence or?
This was a community hospital in Massachusetts.
Okay. Now I want you to talk to me like a fifth grader.
Okay.
Explain to me what a hemorrhage is. I know what it is, but I want you to explain it like if I'm a fifth grader, so I really get an understanding here.
I got you. Okay, so I'll even explain what caused the hemorrhage. So the hemorrhage was caused by a stroke. Excuse me, not a stroke, a clot. All right, so picture it, you're driving on the highway, right? And then all of a sudden you hit traffic. You're at a gridlock standstill. All the cars come up behind you, and everyone crashes into one another, causing this ripple effect. All the cars sometimes have to end up being pushed out. That's the blood being pushed out of the space. So the hemorrhage is essentially a massive bleed.
Okay.
That's what a hemorrhage is.
So it bursts your vessels because there's just a blockage and it has nowhere to go.
That's correct.
That was a
Nowhere but
great
out.
description.
I
And
love the visuals.
and I will also say that blood in the brain do not mix.
Okay.
The brain does not like blood on it.
Have
It
you ever heard
irritates
of
it.
Have you ever heard of twin-to-twin transfusion
I
syndrome?
sure have.
So
We
my twins had that,
yeah.
and
Oh,
I have a 5th grade description. I tell everybody, and they're like, "That makes
wow.
so much sense." So I appreciate
Yeah.
you sharing that with me like that.
Oh, of course.
I
No, I
appreciate
mean,
Eric asking the question.
of course. Yeah. I mean, it's I am familiar with the twin to twin procedure. They did them at Hasbro in Providence. So I worked for a level 1 trauma center in Providence, and they did them in the pediatric operating room there.
We had
So it's
ours done at CHOP in Philadelphia, actually.
oh,
Yep,
okay.
twice. We went twice.
Oh my
Yep.
God. Did you have to go down to Philly for
Yep.
that? Wow.
They sent us to Philly. I was like, why aren't we going to Boston? I'll edit this out. But
Yeah.
yeah, we spent 5 weeks down there, twin to twin. And that's the
Oh my
Surgeon's
God.
Cut on Netflix. Episode 1 is
Yeah.
on all the in the womb surgeries. It was incredible.
I gotta
It
watch
really
that.
is.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It really is fascinating and incredible. And it's medical innovation, not to cut you guys off, but it's just really incredible, like the direction that healthcare
Right.
Absolutely.
If it
is going
happened
in.
when we were born, we
Oh
would
my
have had
gosh.
no chance. Like the first
Yeah.
TTTS surgery ever was in 1989. So we would have had no chance.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, 84 baby here. 84.
86.
Yep.
Are you
85.
85?
Look
Eric?
at us.
Yep.
Oh,
You got the gimmick.
84, 85, 86. I
All
love
right,
that.
let me
Oh,
you answer the question. I'm going to just do this.
yeah.
And Erica, you can say thanks, Eric, for asking again.
Do you want me to say that?
No.
Yeah.
That was an amazing description. I really appreciate that. So
Oh.
you go from this hospital, this community hospital, you get med flighted to Boston, which is one of the best places in the world for hospitals, medical, and everything. What was next?
Yes. So I am really claustrophobic. So I remember telling the medical team, my life flight team, that I'm really claustrophobic. They were wonderful. They gave me Ativan, hell of a drug. Made me feel great, relaxed for that flight. I got there. You land on top of the roof. So I was life flighted to Brigham and Women's, or Mass General Brigham and Women's. And they brought me to interventional radiology. So their initial thought was that I had an arterial bleed, where you can actually have 2 different causes. So not to get even more complicated, but the more common type of this is from a more common type of a hemorrhage. So that big bleed is caused from your arteries.
Mm-hmm.
But me being me,
Unique.
very unique. Just ask Michael. I've given him a run for his money. He's still here, thank God. I told him I will chase him and hunt him down because I can run after him. Just super unique. I had actually a venous clot, and it was a venous whole situation with that. I got there, and they have to kind of reorient you. And so they ask you these questions over and over again. What's your name? What's the date? What time is it? Do you know where you are? And at that point, I got there, and they were like, what's your name? I'm like, Elizabeth. I was Elizabeth Aquino at the time, and how old are you? What day is it? And what time is it? And I think I said at that point, because I'm fresh, and I said, how the F would I know that? And
That's got to be a good sign, though. They're like, all right, she's fine.
I think my dad apparently was like there in the background, and he was like, yep, that's my daughter. Like, that's Elizabeth. That's the spicy girl that I brought up as a single dad. And but at that point, they rushed me to interventional radiology, where they kind of do a set of exactly how you picture it, interventional procedure to kind of see what's going on with the brain. So they fish up a catheter through your groin, and it goes all the way up into your brain, and they take some imaging to kind of see what is the cause of the bleed. And then that's when they discovered that it wasn't just a bleed, which can sometimes happen. It's another percentage of this called an AVM, otherwise known as an ulterior venous malformation, where sometimes people have like little clumps of blood vessels that end up bursting at some point. So they thought it was that, but it wasn't. And it ended up being the clot that caused the hemorrhage. So it was much more complicated than they had initially anticipated, unfortunately. It was not an easy fix. I spent 14 days in the ICU. It was really touch and go there for a while. My brain continued to swell. And again, getting back to that watermelon rubber band kind of analogy, the pressure started building and getting worse and worse. So the brain has nowhere to go because you have your skull flap. And so what ends up happening is it's called your brain ends up your brain stem. So okay, so here's your brain.
Yep.
Here's your brain stem. Your brain stem controls your movement, also can control your breathing, can control everything. It's like it controls your whole body, really. And what ends up happening is your brain ends up shifting. And it's called herniation. And when your brain herniates, when your brain shifts, it causes your brain stem to herniate. And if your brain stem herniates, then that equals brain death.
Oh no. So this was a big problem with this was a big concern of theirs when you were in the ICU.
Yeah.
So what kind of I don't even know, how do you fix that problem? What did they have to do for you?
Yeah, so it was a very delicate balance of situations. 20 plus providers that Michael was fielding that were coming in, like different parts of the care team, because you have like your basic neurology team, and then you have the surgery team and the critical care team. So they were trying to manage the clot, because the clot was the reason what caused the bleed, that traffic jam, right?
Okay.
So they're trying to figure out what type of medication can we put her on. You might have heard of this called heparin. So heparin is an anticoagulant, an amplified, ginormous version of aspirin, right? Because you think of blood thinners. So that's going to bust up the clot.
Okay.
However, my situation and me being unique, this was a very stubborn clot and also very, very large. It ran from the back of my head to the front, which is why it caused that ginormous bleed. So unfortunately, their plans of different sort of medication interventions and therapies was not working.
Okay.
And so the swelling was getting worse and worse, which is sometimes where you see people end up having what's called a craniotomy. So they'll have the bone flap taken off to let the brain decompress from the swelling, and then hope that helps. However, that only solves one piece of the puzzle. Like you said, it's very complicated.
Yep.
So they were going to do a craniotomy. They brought me to the elevator, also like a TV show. So there's your hype, there's your adrenaline, except this is my real life.
Yeah.
So they got me to the elevator, and then my neurosurgeon, I guess, was like, it's too risky, turn around. Brought me back to the ICU room. I was there on the ICU for another 10 days, where they then decided for what was a last ditch effort to save my life. So a craniotomy was not going to save my life. The heparin was not going to save my life. What was going to save my life was a really rare procedure called a mechanical thrombectomy, otherwise known as a venous thrombectomy. So only a handful of surgeons in the entire country and world can do this procedure. And I so happen to be life flighted to Brigham, where this neurosurgeon, Dr. Patel, can do this procedure. And so he was like, okay, I think I'm going to have to try this. This is literally my last ditch effort, where they went in through my groin and they fish up a catheter into the back of my head and try to retrieve the clot.
Oh, wow.
And bust it up. So like, it's almost like, you know, the claw machine to get the stuffed animals.
Oh my God, yes.
Except you're not going down, like you're kind of like,
are killing me.
I'm trying my best here. I got the watermelon, the rubber band, but I'm trying, you know what I mean?
But I can,
so like, just
I can
so like people can relate to it.
I can picture it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the clot, of course, was so large that he was only able to take pieces of the clot and then instill a little like drill, like picture like an oil drill, and instill heparin into the remnants of the clot and hope and pray that that would bust up the rest of the clot to provide that relief.
Hope and pray.
Did he have to go in multiple times to do that? Or do you really only get one shot and you get what you get and then just hope that...
One shot? Like Eminem, 8 Mile, you only get one shot?
Right.
He literally said this was the last ditch effort to save your life. And at that point, I was slipping further and further into a coma, and I was really, I'm not going to like get all like crazy and extraterrestrial on like whatever, but there is another side. I am going to tell you that there's something else going on, and I was very much there. And it was really crazy. I had a very outer body experience, and it was wild.
I want
but
to
he saved my life.
Dr. Patel here. And we're going to do
Dr.
it
Patel.
for anyone watching on YouTube. We're going to shout him out here. Here's a picture of you and him.
Yes.
You look amazing. This looks like it's quite a bit after, because you share the story here on Instagram.
Yes,
so
yes. Yeah, that was June 2023. So that was
2 months-ish after?
May. That was 2 months after.
Incredible.
Yep, that's Dr. Patel.
Do you mind if I share some photos here? Like, we have 4 people on YouTube who watch, but like, here's a video actually.
I love that. Hi, 4 people. Yeah. So that was me. So that's Michael. His hand. That's me. I couldn't move my left side of my body. So, you know how I said my right side of my body was completely paralyzed? When I got to the hospital, it shifted to the left side being completely paralyzed. And so I couldn't move my left side. It was after Dr. Patel did the venous thrombectomy that I was able to move my left side again. So that was Mike. He was like, give me a pound. And then, of course, me and my spicy self, I was like, you got to do the little, you know, and
explode.
Explode. And this is Spalding.
So is this all like in that 2-month period, or is this after June?
So Spalding was May. So I spent 14 days on the ICU, 9 days in a step down, or 12 days in a step down, I'm sorry. And then I spent 14 days at Spalding, where I learned how to walk again, talk again, match colors. Like I had to match colors of Uno cards. I struggled with that. I had to learn how to tie my shoes again. And then walking again. I remember, oh man, this moment, Hot Mess Express, girl. Oh my God. So
love it though.
It was crazy. The brain is such a powerful organ. It does not get enough credit that it deserves, because really it's the powerhouse of us, like of us as human beings. Like something as simple as a task as feeding yourself. I remember trying to get my thoughts to connect to my body and just being like, okay, put the fork up to your mouth, Liz. Like close your mouth, chew, swallow, do all of that. This was exhausting. Brushing my fur baby, my other fur baby, Chloe. Yeah, my gosh, my arms, because I lost all of my muscle mass because I was paralyzed and I was bedridden for 2 weeks. It's incredible how much I atrophied in that moment. Mike said that he touched my legs at one point and they felt like bags of water.
I'm replaying this video right here. Watch the fist bump. And then wait for it. Wait for it. That was awesome.
Man.
Liz, you're incredible.
Oh, thanks guys. It's been a journey. This is Yeah, that was, oh my God, if I had to make one more peanut butter jelly sandwich, I was gonna lose my mind, even though I already lost my mind at that point. But these are like
Aw.
but shout out to Sarah. She was my OT, and she could feel she navigated my frustration very, very well. And that's another thing that's really hard because I was 38 and I was like, what the F just happened to me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm
Right.
literally a toddler all over again, where I was like, my God, a
I have a
fully
question.
able-bodied person.
I,
It's very frustrating.
I have a question about your eyes, because in a lot of these videos and
Yes,
pictures, your eyes are not looking at the
crossed.
camera. You're almost
No,
looking like you're just looking through something.
they were crossed. Yeah, so I had really bad, they call it nystagmus. So my eyes had a really hard time focusing. So they were crossed for a very, very long time, and that was from the hemorrhage. And so the deficits that I have now are actually what's called a left field cut. So I have invisible deficits. I have hidden deficits. So I can't see. I'm blind out of the left side of both eyes
Oh,
Currently
wow.
today?
currently today.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I would say, gravitated towards the quadrants of the eyes now.
Okay.
Whereas in the very, very beginning, I could not see left side like totally. It's permanent. It's a
Okay.
permanent deficit. So if it has not improved by now, then this is how I live for the rest of my life. I'm also really hard of hearing. So
Use
I
that to
will
your
get hearing.
advantage.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, right? It's kind of like, when we're at home, huh? What? But it's yeah, it's been an interesting recovery because I don't look like I had a stroke, right? And the deficits are hidden. So I kind of struggle with that, with the here and now, and trying to find my place in the present right now, while also trying to still heal. I still have a huge hole in my brain that's permanent. You wouldn't know that. So that the blood that was on the brain
Yep.
causes a huge scar because the brain doesn't regenerate.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it can
Liz,
rewire. It can rewire
yeah,
itself.
but just not
Um,
like actually make more mass.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, see, girl, you got
It's the
it.
doctor shows. It's the doctor shows.
Yeah. I need the 5th grade explanation. She gets the college graduate explanation.
I did
She's
actually.
fine.
I took some anatomy classes. I have a biology degree, so I had to take random ones. But I do not know
That's awesome.
anything. Like I am not qualified for any medical advice whatsoever. So I could just randomly follow along with some things. But
You got
Liz,
this.
your story. Oh my gosh! Like I just have I think you were so strong for what you've like had to go through, and I understand your frustrations. Like just your whole life was flipped upside down, and you just had to like you said, Eric. What did you say? A life threatening like event,
Near
and
fatal.
you just have
Yeah.
near fatal.
Near
Like
fatal.
I mean, near fatal a couple of times.
I mean,
yeah.
a couple of times. I mean, the first thing when I met Dr. Patel in the office there, he said to me, he walked in and he goes, "Did you see the light?" And I was like, and so was
How do you
Mike,
know
because
that?
at that point, it's like we all knew, I guess, that I was close to death, but he was like, "No, really." He's like, "Did you see the light? Do you even realize how close to death you were? Like
Mhm.
what we did was a last ditch effort." So, like,
At what
shout
point
out
did
to
he?
him.
At
Yeah.
what point did he come into play? Because this happened on April 4th,
Yeah.
and a lot of things happened. Does he come in on April
Mhm.
4th, or is he like a couple weeks later, days later? Like, at what point does he get involved?
So that's a really great question. So, like,
She keeps
unfortunately,
saying that. I ask great questions. You know
I'm
what? You deserve,
It's gonna go to
one of
his.
these.
Oh my god! It's gonna go to his head.
My head's as big as a watermelon.
Wait. Oh my gosh.
Too soon.
You and Mike, you're gonna have, like,
I love Mike
like the
already.
big process. Mike would be able to answer that question better than me, only
Okay.
because I was completely incapacitated. I can say that I was admitted on April 4th, April.
Well, actually, time out here for a second.
Yeah.
You were admitted on April 4th to the ICU.
Well, life flighted on that day, like the stroke and everything. So everything happened on that day. Yeah,
Okay.
April 4th.
So 14 days later, you got out of the ICU.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what day that was? 14
Step
days.
down.
If you're counting the 4th, the 14th day was Marathon Monday.
You're gonna make me cry.
I'm not lying. I'm
would
looking
figure
at
that
the
out.
calendar right now for April 2023.
Oh my
If
God.
you were admitted on the 4th, the 14th day was Monday, April 17th.
Oh my God. So many things about Boston are so special to me. Shit. Okay, I was not expecting to get
Let
verklempt.
it out, girl. Let it out.
Yeah, my therapist says that too. She gets really angry when I hold it in. But so that the 10 miler that I did in Narragansett, the Blessing of the Fleets, my bib number. So I ran a 10-mile race after my stroke, if you want to call it running. I crossed the finish line. I yogged with a soft J
I call
across
that
that finish line.
You moved.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Right. My bib number, guys, was 617.
Oh, the Boston area code.
617. And that was like foreshadowing, I feel like. And just the fact that I was life flighted to Boston. Boston saved my life. And it's just such a special city to me for so many reasons. And
absolutely,
it's just so many weird crazy cosmic connections that you just put together, that it's just like this weird path. It's wild.
So Liz, you kind of answered, well, sort of answered one of my questions, but after such a harrowing experience, what does this do to your mental health? And I know you did mention that you have a therapist, but like, what was going through your head when you had to go through rehab and things weren't the same anymore?
Erica, now it's my turn to say to you, thank you for asking me that. And that's a great question. So, because honestly, with stroke recovery, they focus a lot on the physical and cognitive rehabilitation. But unfortunately, the emotional downfall is something that's kind of put on the back burner. Right. So I think we need a little more help with that moving forward. And I hope that eventually, maybe someday, I can shine some more light on that, because there are a number of young stroke survivors that, like me, suffer with tremendous PTSD. And also, there's like this whole grieving process that they don't share with you when you're in rehab. And then when you get discharged, you focus so much on the physical rehab. I got to walk again, I got to get up those stairs. I got to match these colors. I have to make this shape. I need to tie my shoes. I need to brush my hair. But they don't explain to you that when you are discharged and then you get back home, even though that is your goal, is to get home again, how life is never going to be the same. And my life will never be the same. I lost my muscle mass. I lost my vision. I lost my hearing. I lost hair. They also don't tell you that your hair falls out in clumps.
Oh no.
That really sucked. I wanted to shave my head, like full blown, God bless her, Britney Spears style, minus the extensions. But I was very close to shaving my head, because I was like, what's the point of this? Like, what's the point of having like a strand of hair? And so, but where was I going with this? My mental health. It really went into the shitter, not gonna lie. Because I couldn't do the things that I used to be able to do. They also don't tell you about the sensory overload. They don't tell you about being in a restaurant and the background noise. It's magnified. So like, imagine being in like a fishbowl and all that noise is echoing around you. Something as simple as plates clinking together, silverware clinking, glassware.
Yeah.
Overwhelming. To the point where I had to leave restaurants. And Mike and I tried to go out for his birthday a few months after, and we had to leave the restaurant because I was like having I would have full-blown panic attacks. So it's just been hard. It was hard because again, I was an overachiever growing up, super type A. Um, so to have to literally start all over again
Right.
was very, very frustrating. And it's hard to take a step back when you want to take many steps forward. So you have to like kind of remind yourself to give yourself grace in the process. But it's much easier said than done.
I have to
Really is.
thank you for bringing light to that, because that honestly is something that I don't think about, and I don't know if everybody does think about the other side of rehab and trying
Yeah.
to just deal with the new you.
Yeah.
And it may not be what you were hoping for, or like it may not happen as fast as you were hoping. Like I totally understand the frustration behind it, but I applaud you for seeking the help that you need, and
Oh
for
yeah.
just
I'm
trying
very open
to
about
help.
it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
especially I know this is what
like I said,
you're striving for now, is to just bring more awareness to it and
yes.
help other survivors.
Yeah, we're literally all in the same boat. Every single one of us, the young and high functioning like stroke population. I had a number of survivors reach out to me. Brigham did an article on me, and I was very honored by that. And that kind of opened the door to have people connect with me. And I'm really, really happy and proud of at least that I can find some purpose in all of this, and provide support because there's not enough of it. So yeah.
You mentioned it earlier. We'll get to the purpose of all this, like of going
Yeah.
through everything, and you just mentioned it again. Like, so have you found a new purpose?
Yeah, I have. I would say that the purpose in all of this is it's kind of like two-pronged. So like when I was at Spalding, I had I had a provider say to me, "You are a very unlucky, lucky person." So I am unlucky because this happened to me. I am lucky to be alive. I'm lucky to have this second chance at life. So I think my purpose in all of this is again to shed light and be able to provide that support, to let people know that it's okay to not be okay, you know, to also kind of remind people, not even people that have suffered strokes, just all of us in society right now, you know, we're always in a rush. We always got to get to the next thing, the next best thing. You know, we could be cashing out somewhere, like, you know, in line, and the person in front of us is taking a little longer than usual to put their debit card in the machine, right? And we get frustrated, like, what's this guy's problem? You know what I mean? Like, but
I'm
like,
guilty of that with people and like
yeah,
driving slow. I'm like, you're going 30. The
yes,
speed limit is 30, but you should be going faster.
yes.
Like, there really is no hurry.
No, right. And it's just sort of like if we just like take a step back and reflect that we all are going through something. You know, we all have a story. You just don't know. In being in line at Starbucks, you don't know what that person in front of you is going
Yeah.
through, what that person behind you is going through, right? So I think I know that that's what my purpose is in all of this, is to, yeah,
You
to
know, someone
support and be
shared
here.
this photo on their story recently. I actually think it might have been Hillary Kupish, and who's a
Okay.
friend of the pod. And the story is of this one person walking across the street, and there's all these other people walking around the street, and each one had this tag over it, like
Yes.
anxiety, stress, you know,
Yes.
suicidal thoughts, or like you know,
Mm-hmm.
divorce, breakup, all these things. And
Yep.
all these people have and I think that person was one of them too. And it was kind of a sign, like, we're all going through something, but you don't know what
We
everyone's
are.
going through. So
Yeah.
just kind of respecting.
Yes.
God, we had someone say, like, her hot take for 2026 was just be kinder.
Yes.
You don't know what everyone's going through.
I love that. And we need more of that, you know, especially right now. I'll share my hot take with you
well,
later. What are you
okay,
laughing?
yes.
What are you...
I was
Not
like,
now,
wait.
not now.
I can't wait to hear it now.
No, oh my God. It's
No,
such a
not now,
crazy-
but like
No,
I can't wait to hear it.
no. But like, it's kind of along the lines of that. It's just back to basics.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like as in humankind, it's just sometimes we just get caught we get caught up in what's next,
Yes.
instead of being present.
Well,
And that's another thing too, is being present.
Well, let's get to
Absolutely.
what happened a few years later, because
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this. We're not a medical podcast.
Yeah.
We're
no,
running
you're
a
not.
Just like
podcast.
medical shows. And
We love
stories.
medical shows. So
Yes.
we met again. If we go, into the future now, we met on Saturday before
Yes.
the Boston Marathon. We had no clue any of this before, right? You
Yeah.
kind of quickly told us, as I said, you were glowing. You just got out of the expo. I mean, it's been 2 years since you got out of the ICU on Marathon Monday, and you're about to run the Boston Marathon, which you said earlier in this podcast, you never thought you'd be able to run a marathon, let alone after a stroke.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what led to this? What were some of those milestones along the way that led to the Boston Marathon?
Do you want me to start with the connection, I guess? Like how I even got to get to the Boston Marathon?
Yeah.
I'd like to know, yeah.
Okay. Jen Smith is the reason, and she was the impetus and that connection, the liaison with how I got to the Boston Marathon. Jen and I were at work. She approached me and she was like, hey, knowing, she knows my whole story. Like she knew I was out and that I had my stroke and that, I was just kind of trying to get back into a normal life again and regaining my strength, working on all of that. And she just kind of said to me, she's like, hey, this organization that I ran for last year, they have an extra bib. I can't run it because I am doing another marathon. I think she was doing London.
Which was the next week, yeah.
Right. So she was like, I'm doing London, so I'm not able to do Boston this year.
I just want to go, Jen, because I know she's listening. You could have done both. No excuses. 2 marathons in 6 days. I expect better of you.
Come on, Jen, step it up.
Yeah. Liz is doing this after a stroke. You could have done 2 marathons in a week.
No comment.
You know what, though? I would not put it beside her. She would be on 2, sides of the world being able to do that. I would not put it past Jen Smith.
But I am happy.
If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be her. She did. So she made that connection. It was the Friends of Hopkinton. Shout out to them because they believed in me. And they were the charity that I ran for Boston. So they had to discuss it amongst their group, their community, and they do a vote. And they heard about my story, and they chose me. And I am so extremely honored by that. I got to meet all of them. I got to thank them in person, and just express my gosh, just excitement and disbelief that they, chose me. I'll never forget when I got the text from Jen. She was like, you're going to be getting a call very soon. And it was like 9 o'clock at night. I'm in bed. I think it was later on too. So it was like mid-November, actually around this time last year, because I only did 16 weeks of training. And yeah, I know. Yeah. I know.
No pressure.
And, listen, as runners, we're crazy. And someone said to me, you're crazy. And she's like, stay crazy. So now that's going to be, I want a bracelet that says stay crazy.
I love it.
Isn't that awesome? That's going to be my new motto.
Stay crazy.
Stay crazy. So yeah, so Jen texted me. She's like, you're going to be getting a call really soon. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm jumping on Mike. I was like, Mike, I think I'm going to be able to run the Boston Marathon. Oh my God. I think this charity's going to choose me. And so I got the phone call from Dorothy. She calls me from Friends of Hopkinton. She's like, Elizabeth, it was between you and another gentleman. Sorry, other gentleman. And I'm not, though. And so she's like, and so, yeah. So they, set the goal for me to raise money, to raise the funds. Everyone was extremely, extremely generous with supporting this charity. and my goal, my bucket list goal of running the Boston Marathon. So I was able to exceed the limit and raise money for Friends of Hopkinton, and I crossed that Boston Marathon finish line, and it was a wild experience. Boston is a beast of a course. Not a fan of the hills. It was just as I don't want to say treacherous because that's kind of like a really strong adjective to use, but it was grueling. It was grueling.
Grueling's a
Yeah.
great word for it. Yes. Let's
Yes.
stick with that one.
It was grueling. I did pretty well the first half, like half meaning like 13 miles, because they're always like, that's not half. Like I think they consider like the 19th mile the half, like getting past
The hills.
close to heartbreak.
Yeah.
The hills,
yeah.
the Newton Hills. Yep. I did really well in the Scream Tunnel. That gave me like an extra amp of energy, seeing all the ladies. That's where Mike was. Can't blame him. With my mother-in-law and a few of our friends. And yeah, and it was, Heartbreak Hill.
Everything you hoped it would be, though?
It was. I actually have a really funny story to tell. Unless, like, I know, like, obviously this is called On the Runs, right?
You can share all the stories.
Do you want spirit fingers?
Yes.
Okay, so I have, like, an On the Runs perfect, like, story for this, because I was physically accosted by my bowels, and mile 18, I think. So I made it past mile 16, and then all of a sudden, like, all the gels and electrolytes really started hitting me. And I was like, oh shit, no pun intended, this isn't gonna be good. So I, like, I'm making it to, like, this porta potty, and there were, like, these 3 older gentlemen sitting there just hanging out in front of the porta potty. I thought I could use the other porta potties on the other side. No, those are for the volunteers. Okay, sorry, I'll go F myself then. So, like, I'm just gonna go to this.
You should pull the stroke cards. I had a stroke.
Guys, I know. Well, I did have Stroke Survivor on the back of my shirt, but they really didn't care. So I go into this porta potty, and I lose my soul. And I look to my left. There is no toilet paper. I look to my right. There is no toilet paper. I'm like, I am 2 seconds away from opening up that door, because I have no shame in my game, and everyone has seen everything as just anatomy. I really don't care at this point. I'm about to open the door and say, hey guys, you're sitting in front of the porta potty. Can you, like, refill the toilet paper? But no, I opted not to do that. Instead, I looked to my right again, and I saw what looked like to be a clean Ziploc bag. And that's what I used.
Empty, like nothing inside, just a
empty,
Ziploc
nothing
bag.
inside.
Sometimes you gotta
Ziploc
do what you gotta
bag.
do.
Okay. And then
that's a Code Brown story.
I hopped right back into the race, chafing and all, and hobbled my way up Heartbreak Hill. Then I was like, wow, the hills don't stop. The hills don't stop at all. And I didn't know if you wanted me to, like, get this far into the race situation, if you want me to, like, keep going with it.
Oh, we love
like,
it.
What.
But all details.
No, and I mean, like, I wanted to finish strong.
Yeah.
So I listened to my body, and I held back as much as I could, because I did not, no offense to get against people that crawl across finish lines, more power to you. I will carry you across the finish line. I will be there for you, but I did not want to crawl. I wanted to run across that finish line. And so, what is it? Right on Hereford, left on Boylston. I put all those stickies around my house, because I believe in that power of the positivity and affirmation, like on my mirrors, on my steering wheel, on the door, on whatever. So I was like, where is Hereford? Where is Boylston? Where is it? And then I ran across that finish line. And I got hyped up at the end because like it took me, I think, 5 hours and 42 minutes to cross that finish line. So of course, like the crowd kind of fizzles out and,
Sure.
it's just like a little,
That's
like
still
really
fantastic for your first
the people that are there.
marathon.
I'm
So I
going
was
to play
getting
a
people
video.
hyped up. Oh, okay.
I'm going to play a video. This is a good one right here. Look
Yep,
at this.
yep.
There's no
Aw,
audio, but
yeah.
look at your
Yeah.
smile. Look at your excitement.
Oh, I lost it. Guys, I Kim Kardashian ugly cried getting this medal. I was so excited. It was I'm gonna start crying now. Like it was just such an incredible moment. And actually at the finish line, there was this group on Instagram that I became close with, and they really open up the light to the young and high functioning stroke surviving population. Their name of the organization is Shine a Light on Stroke, and it was founded by two occupational therapists, Bridget and Bridget, and one of the Bridgets was there at the finish line.
Oh wow.
And I got to meet her in person, and she was the one that captured these moments, like of me crossing the finish line, getting the medal, and it was so surreal. It was awesome.
What a special day.
Guys, I'm so glad that they didn't get a picture of me eating the banana, because there's nothing more awkward than running and eating banana. Is there really like no other way to eat banana that doesn't look awkward? But it's just, yeah.
You are incredible.
No.
Insane. What a day. Your smile there. Like it's even the fact we figured it out is 2 years after the day you got out
That's
of
wild.
the ICU, Marathon Monday.
Oh my God.
And the 617, all of
Yep.
it. And you thought you could never run a marathon before a stroke, but after a stroke, you crushed a marathon.
What a journey. Oh my
Thanks.
gosh. You are so strong for everything that you've had to deal with.
Thanks, guys.
I applaud you, my friend.
Appreciate
I
you.
applaud you.
It's incredible. I'm so
I
happy we
appreciate
met.
you. I'm so happy we met, and like thank you for thinking of me again. Like, I really appreciate it. Thank you for letting me share my story. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm just so happy. Thank you.
Well, I wanted you since the day we met you to come on. It took some time,
Aw.
but you're not off the hook. We are not
okay.
done. We got a
Okay,
couple
let's
big
do it.
questions and then
Oh.
maybe a couple follow-ups. So we're going to start with our 2 questions we ask everybody at the end of every episode, and then usually a few more. But I'm going to give Eric the opportunity to go first with her usual question that she's asked for the past 15 years.
15 years.
That's an exaggeration, but
I'll make it last
feels that
15
long.
years now just to spite you. But Liz, we have ourselves an awesome Spotify playlist, and we like to invite our guests to add something to it. So is there a song that speaks to you or motivates you that you would like to add to the list?
Yes. Rolling Stones. I think it's the Take Shelter song.
Excellent.
Was
That
there a
gets me
song
going.
like your nurse? Is there a song you play right before to get pumped up, like you and all the nurses and stuff, or like before an operation, maybe they play something to get I don't know. Is that a thing?
It is a thing. I actually work with a really cool general surgeon, and he plays a lot of 90s hip hop.
Oh, yes.
So I'm a big fan of Notorious B.I.G. Actually on my wrist. I won't tell you what this means, but because I tell people it's my grandmother's initials. It isn't, but it's FBGM. Maybe you can figure it out.
FBGM?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna noodle on that.
So he plays a lot of Biggie. So that kind of gets us like hyped up and in the mood.
I do know what that means. I know what that means.
And it's in a lot of my pictures when I'm in the hospital, like in the ICU.
That's amazing.
So it's so funny because it's just who I am, and it's just yeah.
Okay, I like you even more now just because of that. And I feel like Tara Pterodactyl, if you haven't met her yet, she would absolutely love you too.
All right, Tara Pterodactyl. Sorry, fumbled.
That's because I can't pronounce names, and I have to call her Tara Pterodactyl because
Tara Pterodactyl.
I know she's Tara, not Tara. because
Yes.
terror like a
Yes.
pterodactyl.
Tara. Okay.
All right, my big question for 2026 that I'm asking everybody, I change mine up every year, but
Okay.
this is a good one, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. What is your hot take for 2026?
My hot take for 2026. All right. No offense against the fitness influencers, like the trendy, like everyone needs to be perfect. And I think we're going to see a shift in social media from like the perfectionism to the raw and real, like, this is my comeback story, and show the unfiltered versions of everyone's lives.
I
That's
like
my
that so much more
Yeah.
because that's one of the reasons why I don't want to post on social media so much because there is that pressure that you have to be perfect. And hello, that ain't me. That's not me
No.
at all. So I like
Yeah.
being real. I like unfiltered. That is the way to go. That is
Yeah.
absolutely the way to go.
You know, I hear the stories all the time, like New York, it happened again. They let all the influencers go first, and then they got the videos of the pros passing them. That was back in November because I were in New York. I remember seeing it all. And
Yeah, guys, congratulations.
the
New York.
normal.
Shit.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes.
Making my head a little bigger.
Yeah.
I see the benefit in all these major races doing that, but I also feel like they should try, like, if you, all right, you got the influencers, and the influencers are actually, they're really going to help grow your game as far as the Boston Marathon, the New York Marathon.
Respect it.
They're big enough, but it's also not new. They've been, like, Kelly Roberts did it in like 2009, right? She was one of them. I do think there's a chance, considering with your hot take, to highlight these stories, these comeback stories, and not just make them a story on a podcast or a newsletter, but like you run with them too. And you start with them too. And your story is, hey, look at this girl, just had a stroke 2 years ago, and she's now running a marathon. And have those people highlighted as well, just like the influencers do a good job getting the content, right?
The content.
And they help
Content.
promote.
But
races.
it's like glorified content. Like you want to be like,
It
wow,
is.
I almost shit my pants.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I like my shoe came untied, and I don't know. Like you got to show really what happens, not just the pretty.
I
pieces.
really loved when they had you in Athletes Village in Boston, and people are like getting crazy warming up and stuff like that, and like having their snacks. Someone brought a roll of toilet paper and had that toilet paper sitting there. I was like, genius.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? That's amazing. That's the content that I would. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it is.
No, I'm not kidding.
That's
no, I'm not
important
kidding.
stuff.
I would show that. That's important.
Stuff.
But no, I'm hoping that's the shift.
And
like
what,
kind of similar.
Like if the Boston Marathon, if the BAA is listening, or NYRR, you don't just highlight the influencers. Like when you can almost pre-prep this, but let's just say you're running the race and you're one of the first ones. They get a quick clip of you running, or it's already a pre-recorded one, and be like, running today in bib, I can't, 28512, 29512, you know, is Liz, and Liz just had a stroke. She's running for this, and like pump the tires for the comeback story.
Yes. It's the comeback story. I've always rooted for the underdog. I'm really hoping, I'm just hoping for more real, more reality.
Yeah.
Because social media is certainly everyone's highlight reels. But I feel like as a society, I have faith that we're going to start to pull back and start to peel back those layers and get to really like what's underneath and what matters most.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And to kind of add to that, I love that more even people who are prevalent on social media are starting to focus more on strong bodies as opposed to thin bodies. So I love that shift. That's already happening, and I want to see that keep going.
Yes. Me too. I'm here for it. For it. Yep.
I got one more note as you're talking this whole time. I take little side notes. I'm like Googling how the heck do they take a camera from someone's groin and bring it up to their head? And I'm like, wow, technology.
Bonkers.
But the one note I actually wrote down that I like to say the word pump the tires, but talk for a moment about your dad. You mentioned your dad raised you as a single dad.
Oh, yeah. So
Which
my
you don't
dad,
hear about enough.
yeah.
You always hear about these strong
Oh,
single moms, but you don't hear enough about strong single dads or men's mental health or what
yeah.
men are going through. And I don't think we've had someone on before who says,
Uh,
my dad raised me.
my dad is Mr. Mom. My mom passed away when I was 8 years old, to lung cancer. She was 41, so I actually just outlived her. Um, non-smoker, and no offense against smokers that get lung cancer. It's a really crappy, horrendous disease.
Mhm.
So she passed away within 3 months of her diagnosis, and my dad had to raise me since I was 8 years old. I grew up dancing. So he was literally Mr. Mom. He knew the difference between a leotard and tights. In the moments that he didn't know how to put my hair in a bun, he would ask the teachers for help. And it's
Oh.
kind of like those little moments. He is still my biggest cheerleader.
Mhm.
My God, if you follow him on social media, like everything's Elizabeth, Elizabeth. You meet him in person, everyone knows my whole life story. So, he is, his name is Tom. So shout out Tom Aquino. He's
Hell yeah,
awesome.
Tom.
Uh,
Girl dads.
and he has definitely molded me into the strong woman that I am today. I would not be the woman that I am without my dad and without his support. So, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he's
beautiful.
pretty awesome. And that's actually the whole reason why I wanted to get into nursing, which kind of goes back to, your question from like the beginning of our interview. So I just wasn't sure if I could share it or not. But yeah, Tom's pretty awesome. He's pretty
Tom and
cool.
Mike both.
He's the man, the myth, the legend. And Michael, they're my number ones.
Are you an only
Yep.
child?
I am an only child.
So it's just you and your
Um,
dad.
just me and my dad.
Dad and his
Yep,
girl.
I am. I'll always will be. And I can ask him for anything and he will be there in a heartbeat.
Good.
So yeah, he still drops
Another
off
safe
Gatorade.
space.
Was he
Another safe space.
in one of the
Yeah.
videos I saw, like someone has video of you getting rolled into the hospital, the helicopter and everything? Who was taking the
He
video?
took, that was my dad.
Oh, see, he's
That
even
was
that
my dad.
awesome because in some of the worst times,
Don't you
Yeah.
dare say
scariest times, he
content.
goes-
Oh my God.
he goes, I need this content for the comeback story.
So, Eric, it is so awesome that you say that. It is so awesome that you say that because often that was a little misunderstood there for a little bit. So, like, a lot of people were like, how could your dad, be taking those videos of you and those pictures? Wasn't he grieving? Wasn't he scared? Wasn't he whatever? No, it was because he said to me, he goes, Elizabeth, I knew that you were going to make a comeback. I knew that you were going to be okay. I knew you were going to move again. So, yes.
And that's the hot take.
Yeah.
2026 is the year of the comeback.
Here the comeback.
Love it. This was one of my favorite guest segments ever. And we barely talked about
Stop
running.
it.
The story. I mean, we've had
Aw.
what? Close to 200 now. This was
Wow.
incredible. Like it never stops. Just everyone
thanks,
has
guys.
this story, and man, I'm so lucky I'm so happy that Candace introduced us.
Thank you, Candace.
Like, what a moment being in the same spot at the same time in Boston
Seriously,
with
awesome.
thousands of people.
Really. The
Yeah.
streets were, yes, lined
Yeah.
with people.
It was an
It was
incredible
wild.
day. It was an incredible
Yeah.
weekend. I can't wait for Boston this year. What is the future for you, Liz? Are we still running? Are we going to go Ted's team? Are we going to go World Majors? Are we going to go 7 marathons, 7 days, 7 continents?
Half marathons, 5Ks are great. Also, nothing's
Yes.
Run clubs,
everything is great. Fun.
Yeah.
Anchor Down Ultra,
You know what? I have to write down, what was it? The
True North Running Company.
True North Running. I'm writing it down with my feather pen because I'm bringing Clueless back.
Yes.
Running company. I signed up for a run for the spring. My goal is to either do Chicago or New York. That's my goal. I would love, love, love. New York looks fantastic. If you can give me any tips or tricks to tell me about New York, because that's definitely.
My tip and trick is take it all in. Don't go for time. Run hills,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
not that hilly. So don't listen to the crap everyone says about New York being hilly, but train on
Yeah.
some hills. And just
Yeah.
take it all in. If you're in one of the later waves, take the ferry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk
And if
when you
you-
get into New York.
If you get
Well,
into Chicago,
that's the thing. So I know I put my hat in the ring for Chicago. I doubt it's going to happen. I feel like my luck kind of ran out, but
fingers
no, I'm
crossed for
kidding.
you.
Thanks. So that's my goal. I'm going to keep going. I don't know. I mean, it would be really cool to kind of unlock doors to the future and be able to travel because now I can. And so like I want to take advantage of that, of having that second chance of life, right? So
That's awesome.
who knows? Teddy's team, I'm looking into how I can, because I think he does New York and Chicago with his teams. I think they don't just do Boston. So I have to figure that out.
When it happens, you let us know, especially like
100%.
Teddy's team and stuff.
Happy to
you let
share
us
any
know.
tips and
Thanks.
meetups if we
Thanks.
happen to be there. I think that would
We'll
be
pump
super
the tires for your fundraising events.
I love that. I'm supposed to do Philly next year. I was supposed to do it this year for a foundation called We Run With You. The founder, her name is Kathy, and she survived an AVM, a hemorrhage. So she started this foundation to raise money for stroke and research on stroke. So I'm supposed to be running it next year. I had a few health
2026. So
issues.
this year, really, we're talking in
Yeah.
the future.
We are.
Yeah.
So hard to
we
do
are.
that.
This was so incredible. Erica, you have anything else for Liz before we let her go?
Liz, I really am just so impressed by just your progress and your want to just spread the word and awareness
Thanks.
and make sure people get taken care of, and
Thank you.
even in your job. Like I think that's so
Thanks.
amazing, and I am very thankful that we got to have this conversation today.
Thank you guys. Thank you both so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
If you are not running in the Boston Marathon this year, we will
Mhm.
be at mile 19.2. We have a
Okay.
cheer section. We'll talk.
Oh yeah, that's
We
right.
want you and Candace and Jen to be there. I know Candace and Jen love to volunteer, but just 1 year, girls.
They do.
Come
They do.
to mile 19.2 and cheer with us. It is
19.2.
it is an epic, right next to the Johnny Kelly statue. It's an epic time.
Okay.
And we
Okay.
would love to have, it gets bigger and bigger every year. And I won't let Erica
love
actually run the
that.
marathon until this is so big that it just sticks around all the time. I said, we have to build up 19.2.
I love that.
You just better
Well,
hope I don't qualify. So by some means.
I'll let you do it when you qualify.
Oh, great. Well,
But I'm
that's
not letting you
incredible.
get a media bib until 19.2 is
That's incredible. 19.2. I wrote it down.
awesome. We'll talk,
Perfect.
but this was incredible.
Yes.
What a
Thank you
story.
guys.
What a comeback. And I
Thank
think we
you.
realized here on the pod that it was 2 years to the day of Marathon Monday. So I don't know if we
I like
pieced those
again
together
every
before.
time you say it, I get the chills.
Oh
Like,
my
it was
God,
wild.
it's so incredible.
Wild.
It's so
It's
incredible.
wild.
Guys, I
Wild.
really hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a long one,
I really did. It was awesome.
but it was a
Thank
good
you
one.
guys.
It was a great one. This was incredible. Guys, Liz Boyd, the incredible Liz Boyd on the On the Runs podcast. That was wicked awesome.
Thank you.
Liz, oh my gosh, this was such an incredible guest appearance. I am just in awe of you. You were just so strong coming back from such a heavy medical diagnosis and just living life and being strong, and we are so proud of you for everything that you're doing. So just keep going, keep moving, keep doing your thing.
Right, and still doing. I think she wants to be an advocate for at least this is what I think I remember. For the story I posted last night, the teaser reel, nobody prepares you. Your goal is to go home, but nobody prepares you for that your life will never be the same.
Yeah, how the changes affect you.
Right,
And
and
that's such a, mentally too.
Right.
It's heavy.
And she works in that field as a nurse, and she knows these things, and she's these things every day and wants to help prepare everyone better for life. And I think that's awesome. We probably really fail at that. We, not me and Erica, we're awesome. We're incredible. Not Liz,
As a
she's
whole.
incredible. But no, in general, sometimes hospitals might just be like, nope, you're a business transaction. Let's get you out of here. You're taking up a bed, you're taking up space. How are you going to prepare for life after that hospital? And I could be totally wrong. Maybe
Exactly.
hospitals aren't like that, but that's definitely what they make it sound like an ER in the pit. Okay, it's a business.
Right.
So Liz is incredible. She's doing great things. I can't wait to watch the rest of her journey. How about those connections with the day she left the NICU was 2 years or 3 years to the date of the Boston Marathon when she ran it last year in 2025. You
Wow.
would never know. When I met her on the Saturday, Candace was the one who introduced me. I would never have thought she had a stroke in the last couple of years.
Me either.
And that she went through all that recovery, we'll call it. But like the pictures, the eyes, the movement, the hand, the remember the fist bump and then making it blow up. You know what it reminded me of? Have you ever seen Zootopia?
No, I haven't.
So Zootopia has this one character. His name is Flash.
Okay.
And he's a possum. Is it a possum?
Okay.
Really slow animal, right? A possum. Yeah.
A sloth?
A sloth. He's a sloth.
Wait, is he the DMV guy?
Yes!
I think I know who you're talking
He's
about.
the DMV guy.
Okay.
And in fact, if you got Disney Plus, they have these shorts for all the amazing shows, all the movies. They have these shorts. And there's this one for Zootopia. And they're all hilarious. But there's this one where the girl is waiting tables. I forget what animal she was, but she's waiting tables and she's serving the sloth, Flash, and his fiance girlfriend that he's going to propose to. It's hilarious because she's the only waitress. Everyone's yelling at her to hurry up. And the sloth's like, let me look at the menu. I'll have that. Can you please take a picture? You know, I'm doing it like at ultra speed compared to Flash.
Yeah.
What a name. What a movie. Oh, kids movies, guys. Kids movies. I love the adult humor in kids movies. So that's what it reminded me of. Her doing like the fist bump in the video. And then all of a sudden, slowly.
Just building back the strength.
I know. She was
the best you
incredible.
can
Thank
do.
you so much for sharing that story. It was so good.
Yep. Oh, and I have to say, I know I said it on the podcast, but I loved her hot take. It is like just what we were looking for.
It's a good question.
Yeah, just be real. Be real on Instagram.
Right.
I don't want to see just the glorified stuff.
It's a good
be
question. I
yourself.
got to
Be real.
spin it better, I think. And then I realized Ali G, the Ali G show's coming back in February. She's already pre-recording things. She's doing the same question. I'm like, you copycat. And then I'm like, it's okay. It's going to be the year of the hot take. So, and everyone,
Gonna
you know
get
what
so many
everyone's
different
doing too?
opinions.
They're all doing the song. Don't even get me started here. Everybody on any podcast now that I listen to who's starting a new one, their last question is like, oh, what's a song to add? I'm like, oh.
Hey, I've been doing that for years now.
Oh.
I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
I digress.
You can't shame me out of it, man.
Oh, man. But no, it's going to be the year of the hot take. That's what it's going to be. The year of the hot take and absolute growth here. So,
Oh, Liz, I also did figure out what your tattoo means. It took me a while. Did you remember?
Can you share it on the pod?
I think so. Did you leave it in the editing?
No. Why don't
It says FBGM.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
You guys can figure it out. It's like a Biggie quote from one of his songs.
Okay. You going to fill me in later or are you going to leave out the anticipation here?
Oh, I'll tell you. I think it means fuck bitches get money.
Fuck bitches get money.
She can correct me if I'm wrong.
I like
Badass.
that.
Funny.
That was great. So, couple programming updates for the diehards who still listen. I know that was a long episode, but you're going to get 2 episodes this week.
It.
2. So, Erica's packing and getting ready to go down south. We sent out the questionnaire a week ago or so. And I said, we're going to talk about it. So we're going to talk about the entire thing later this week on its own episode. And we're going to see how tough and thick our skin is because it was totally anonymous. And you guys told us how you really felt. So we're going to really see how tough Erica is because they were harsh on 6-star. And
I'll try not to cry on the pod, you guys.
Right. Then next week, because of Erica's travels, and she's probably going to get stuck in a snowstorm, we have an episode of the recap that's dropping on Tuesday. And Erica and I'll be back on Thursday or Friday next week to talk about Myrtle Beach and the snowstorm that you're going to get when you're down there.
I'm so mad, you guys.
But you're going to do a great job getting
40,
not just content like on your fancy camera. You're going to make some story posts. Couple of them,
Can
right?
I just tell you, Tara and I are so excited to just go down there and fuck around and have fun. We are like, we have a separate chat going on, and we're just like, oh man, we should totally do this. Oh, it would be cool if we did this. We're gonna deliver.
Nice. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what you do and deliver. But
And I logged into the On the Run.
you did. You did. I was like, the password, I don't know if I changed it. So
I don't think you did, but it didn't make me type it in, so I might have already been logged in somehow, but I just haven't tried.
Well, I've had some pain in the butts, like trying to log in and get everything again. And right,
because you got a new phone.
I got a new phone.
Ooh.
I got an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to rephrase that, actually. I got a fruit phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give a solid review. We'll talk about it later. I will also give it a solid, like, run here. We'll talk about it after a week, and we'll talk about it after, like, 90 days. But so far, it's okay, but it's not great. It's not as great as a Samsung Galaxy.
It's not living up to what you're already used to.
It's not living up to what I'm used to.
You gotta let me know what that, like, the real differences are between them, because I know that they do have, like, the whole different operating system.
It's so weird. So a couple things, like, instantly, you know, on the bottom of your Android phone, you have those 3 buttons. Like, you don't have that here. And
so wait, what are we looking at? We have, like, the back button, the home screen, like a home button, and then like a tabs button.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So the tabs kind of has a tabs feature, but it's like, it's almost like a cheat code. You got to know the cheat code to open it up. And even like iPhone diehards can't do it every time. But the back button is what I'm missing, because if I want to go back on anything, I have to go to the top left, or sometimes the top right, but usually the top left of an app, and go back. My thumb can't reach it. So I need 2 hands.
Oh, no.
The other thing is, you know, on your Android, when you got your apps on your home screen and you just swipe up, and when you swipe up, you have every app on your phone. You don't have that on an iPhone, a fruit phone. Every app is on your pages. Now, you can move them. I don't.
But can you put them in like a folder together? Like I have like a certain folder for like all of my running apps, like Strava and Garmin.
It's called the App Library,
else,
and they have folders called Suggestions, Recently Added, Social Utilities. So it does. I got to swipe all the way to the right, and I'm assuming I can create more. So this is the initial review. It's confusing and definitely different, and I think after having it for a week, if an iPhone user switched to Android and gave the Android a true test, they would never go back to an iPhone. But there's a couple things I'm liking. I'm trying everything. I'm having my notifications on, which I never do. I am trying Siri. I'm saying, hey, Siri, my phone's going to act now. But, you know, I never did that. Now, Google and Samsung, they have those features. I never used them. And I'm trying it because I want to, like, give an honest review. And I do like, I've tried Apple Maps. I don't mind it. It's pretty good. Google Maps is great. Waze, by the way, is always drunk, so don't use Waze. And so I'm going to give it an honest take. And right now, it's a great phone, and I'm not going to complain. I said great. Oh, my God, I said great. It's a good phone, and I'm not going to complain.
It was free.
I don't
That's
pay
why it was
for
great.
It. So it's a work phone. I only have a work phone. So that's my take. That's my fruit phone take, and we'll talk in a couple of weeks.
The first go of it, right?
Oh, I like FaceTime too, which again, Google and Samsung have it, but I actually do feel like the fruit phone, like that, it's superior to the others. The FaceTime feature, but you can only FaceTime other Apple users. That's what I think is stupid, that they don't allow you to FaceTime a Samsung person. That's stupid.
I guess it's good if you actually want to see somebody you're talking to.
And can I?
I'm not a FaceTime person at all.
Let me clear up one thing here. Here's why I've never liked Apple. Is I got the iPod, the second one, right? And then Casey Neistat makes some video about when the battery died. He wanted a new battery. And iPhone says, we'll give you a new battery, or Apple, for $300. Or you can buy a brand new iPod for $260. And he's like, why is the battery more than the iPod? Right? So they're just trying to always like they're putting in cheap products into their products. So you buy new ones quicker. That's one philosophy of mine. And that was an old philosophy. So things might have changed. The second thing was when the iPhone first came out, they made it exclusive to just AT&T people, and I was Verizon. So I was a little butthurt about that.
Oh, so if things were different, you may have ended up with an iPhone.
Why only AT&T at the time? Like, don't you want to sell more? Just like, why can you only FaceTime other fruit phone users? Why do they then had to download an app to FaceTime me on my Samsung or my Google? So I'll give it an honest take. And so far, it's good. And every phone's going to have
You said
those
great
things.
the first time, and now it's only good.
I accidentally
already
said great. I
downgraded
meant
it.
like, yeah, it's a nice phone. It presents well. It has a nice picture.
Sure.
It's a little small, but honestly, work won't buy you the big one. And actually, it's the perfect size. I don't need the big one. But the screen I noticed sometimes is I was watching The Pit the other day on it, and the screen seemed like it was just bigger on my old phone. Even though they're the same size, the phone's the same size, but the actual screen layout that's showing you the video.
Oh, so it doesn't go like all the way to the edges?
Not every app.
Like mine goes like all the way. Like,
And that might have meant like some of these things might have been I'm figuring it out, right? So the silliest thing that happened too was, when you take a screenshot on your phone, it just goes right to a folder called screenshots, right? This one, I take a screenshot and I'm going to do it just for research purposes. I'm going to do it right now. Screenshot. Okay.
Are the buttons the same to do a screenshot, or is it something different?
Now, for me to actually save this screenshot on our old phones, the screenshot would have been saved right then when I hit the button. And then I can edit it. This brings me to the editing and a check mark. So, but when you hit the check mark, you have to then choose and again, maybe I am just learning. And once you do it a couple times, it becomes simple. But I have to tell it where I want it to go. Save to photos or save to files, put it in quick notes, copy and delete or delete screenshot. Like I took a screenshot. It should just go right to the screenshot folder and then I edit it later. So I took some screenshots over the weekend of some drama, some tea that I saw. Someone it was nothing that you would know, but or anyone here would know, but some tea, we'll call it. And then when I went to show Ashley, screenshots weren't there because I didn't properly save it because apparently you have to click more buttons.
I think you need to just go to YouTube University, learn how to use all the features of your new phone, and
I'm having it allow me. It's saying do this, do that. I'm trying to take full advantage to understand because the last couple, I'm sure the last couple of years I'm just used to what I'm used to, and I didn't take full advantage of some of the new features Google or Samsung presented. Right?
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys an honest review. We'll call it maybe the end of February because we're going to do one solo episode every month as an extra. And we're going to talk about that on our next episode for the questionnaire because this episode is going long. And some people said it's a little too long on the questionnaire.
So yeah, we can cut it short and then talk more about it later.
Let's cut it short. Guys, have an incredible week. Short. We'll be back in a couple of days to talk about how you really feel about us. And I hope Erica has some thick skin.
We will see about that, but don't hold against me if I cry.
Take us home, Erica.
Thank you guys for being such good sports and putting up with our bullshit. But thank you for listening. You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to stretch.
What an incredible weekend we had. The Patriots are back in the AFC Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Close.
Maybe.
We
got an amazing guest on today's episode, and Erica is packing to head out down. Oh my God, I really suck.
It's one of those days,
we
man.
go.
The Mondayest Monday ever.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 204 of the On the Runs podcast. And what an incredible weekend we all just had. The Patriots are back in the AFC Super Bowl champion. Oh my God.
Take a deep breath and don't look at me. Look at your whatever screen.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, you got to give it more than that. So she can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it means fuck bitches get money. Yeah, I don't know if that works, but we'll keep it.